Jamie's brief summary of Part 9.
Earth scientists at the beck and call of governments have made enormous strides technologically but not ethically by clandestinely creating various species of animals and plants, completely abhorrent to the common folk's normal way of thinking.
April 20th, 2014, 1:46 p.m.
Good day. We are the Mancharians, come now to greet and teach you, our small, very small children, once again. Today we bespeak of ourselves upon the nectar of all humanity, the genus field of autobiotics, the study of the human genes and makeup of the human body in its entirety. Not just the cliffhanger of all astrophysics, but indeed the source study of alkaline and potassium within the cavities of the human range, doth serve in triplicate, doctors, to bring around another wealth of ideals which to the human frame with all its bone, locks together with the hypodermic spray just invented, to bring about the calculus of bone marrow development. We, the creators of all, have now attuned ourselves to a better degree with your mindset of how on earth did we get the marrow into the brain, with the fetal conjunction A rapidly deteriorating all around the spendex cord, to tie in with the cranium bone marrow itself? Well, we would like to explain this feature in depth. This is one for the books, gentlemen and ladies as well. And why do we do this? Is there another man or woman Tesla out there in the scientific orchestrated lab work, who can fasten onto our wavelength via cord technology to make our very words come alive, with holographic radiology? We thinks not, but then again a genre with apex 5 down to diagram spandex variance 7, and please do not try to figure any of this out, coded at times away from unwanted prying eyes, those of you, who are still astrophysics student with a high grade of 10.2, when the range of mind control you need figures up there in the 50s. So, perpendicular to all coherent studies come the bone marrow equation, and this equation will serve to measure the compliance of bone cranial structure with the inside brain mass, which features so many tiny membranes, that, should you seldom read each cellular structure, and knowingly afterward understand that each cell in the body, coincides with the cells of each membrane in the head of it all, you will never learn to decode what the cellular structure of the brain is, coherently giving over to the rest of the body. And digging for answers within the cellular structure of each part of the bone mass brings hell or disarray to the body in general, if you miss even one link to the whole. In gravitational control, the magnetism of both the helix and wall cellular structure relies solely on the magnetism of the bone. We are looking for a word.
I am waiting.
Cervix. Ah, yes, there we go. And when the cell structure of the helix will not operate coherently without all links fastened in place, so do the clotting features of the blood tone nevertheless, not be given the precise instructions as to when and where to clot to avoid unnecessary interruption in the brain stem flow of all arteries, and the latter indeed is reconnaissance upon the placement of each radiotype wave, should we say, for the betterment of your duplicate understanding. Place that as a dual understanding, for lack of a much better word, please, scribe. Trip-lion anesthetic is what you brain masses all wish to use on a hybrid patient just to test him or her for anesthetic resistance. Amnesia has been, hasn't it, the most given result when you thought to tamper with our brain mass concoction, without so much as having one iota of a clue of how we put together the hybrid, or even perpetrator, brain stem cell? Clever are ye all not, we heavily surmise, for you have turned the humans into creatures of the human race, which are hardly at times reminiscent of the holy universal man and woman that we first created. You have tampered with the genes of animals without Prectoria, bird of high aerial creation, winnowing about its scarecrow nest of panther eggs in a brand new genre of animal versus animal, with a little bit of human brain mass, poor thing, DNA thrown in and down the tube for good measure. But here are we, straying off our topic of new discovery, and with a sick mind do the genre scientists continue in their unethical compliance with the powers that be, illuminated from a source structure of the brainless theory of, both, the Adam and Eve story, and all the lies that went along with it, until the gullible in their brain waves of mass confusion decides, it will not take any more ridiculous theorograms and begin to constructively calculate, with knowledge of the hierarchy of the Lighted beings, who do in no way orchestrate the truth into a dwarfed-down regimen, but actually do coerce the entire structure of their brain mass into one ingenious non-cantankerous effort of listening and putting all necessary pieces together to ensure nothing further goes amiss in their brain chemical stem cell effigy, and in doing so, we say no further to stop the training of your medical staff, but indeed, to please surface your thinking craniums, filled with gray and sometimes unhygienic green mold-colored matter, into something more than believing fairy tales as handed down to each of you through fundamental unfairness to the both of your intellects, through the crown chakra as well as the internal transmissions of our thoughts and genuinely real ideas, theology, and correct perception of the universe and all that is within it. As your creators, we are sickened by the lies as perpetrated upon your minds and physical bodies, such as chemical and plant waste dropped upon your lives, and we ask you to stop sitting there like demented animals, that so many of you are not having reached as yet, the moral compound, or level, is a better word, of being moral and ethical holy universal being. Good day, now. We are signing off. We are the Mancharians, and we love our creation, and all we have created need not be tampered with at our command, but must be preserved. Good night and goodbye for this segment in our history and within yours. Tie off channel please, Jamie, our small son, and wither not our words nor abbreviate them, please, see Lorania, but put them on concisely, Jamie, as we have written them. Good tidings to you all, and Rainey, and his own included. We are in Git staff in the Orion AL section class M4. Out. 2:24 p.m.
Tying off for the Mancharians from Gitstaff Orion AL section class M4 at 2:24 p.m. at coordinates Aladdin 7 out of frequency range 2:26 p.m.
Scribed by the hand and pen of I, Euthrania Sela Sentana-Ries Cortez.